First off, Coach, initial reactions from today?
Oh, today was a great practice. We coming off of a recovery day, you always worry about guys starting slow, but they did not start slow. This group, I think, is starting to really mature, and you saw it today with a fast start and a strong finish.
How happy were you with the tempo stuff you ran at the end, both from the offense and the side of the ability of the defense to?
No, that was great. We try to put them in some specific situations, right? Backed up drive, right? Kind of a regular type drive after either a touchback or a short kickoff return, then a plus drive. And I thought really both sides of the football handled it well in spurts. The competition is what I love to see, right? The guys going back and forth definitely was not lopsided either way, and I think we can build on that.
A little bit of a different format to practice than you have had, a lot more team periods and emphasis on officials and things like that. How does that format continue to change as you guys get ready for that first game against Cal Poly?
I think you're going to continue to see more real football, right? For us, it's all about situations. There are no plays, just situations, and so we're trying to put our guys as many of those situations as we possibly can throughout the rest of camp, but you'll definitely see more of that as we finish camp.
When you ran the long field stuff at the beginning, it looked like the D had the advantage to that.
They're getting after it, right? Anytime you're starting at the 3, and that's like after a great punt, Cameron Pope punt, but he'll do that, right? Cam has done a great job getting us to flip the field, but that's a very realistic situation, and when you're playing with 97 yards of field behind you, you can feel pretty confident, and I think those guys executed really well in that period.
How do you keep that intensity up? Like, what's your process to keep that intensity up?
Trying to make sure that we take care of their bodies, right? You can't go hard every single day, so what we're trying to do is get a day like today, which is like a yellow day, where we're going hard, might not be out here as long. Tomorrow we will still go hard, we won't have pads on. And then when we get to our third day of the block, we'll go hard again and ramp it up. So just trying to make sure that we're taking care of their bodies so we can, finish with that type of intensity at the end of training camp.
I was watching Joris Augustus today.
Yeah.
You mentioned him so often.
Yeah.
He plays with great leverage.
Yeah, both those guys I think are playing well. I mean, really our defensive line in general has started to be really consistent over the fall camp. But the Twins, man, those guys are fun to watch. Great football players, and they really have bought into the program.
Yeah, the secondary also looks kind of improved. What would you say about the secondary? What would you see from them?
Much improved in the secondary. What I think is happening is those guys are doing a great job communicating. We have some guys that have played significant snaps now, and I think what you're seeing is that group really gelling from the communication standpoint. Because if we're all wrong together, at least we can run the call. And so I think you're seeing much less communication errors in the back end.
Does Yoro look like he had a good day?
He's been putting together a really good training camp. I think RJ has all the ability to be a number one receiver in this league, and today was definitely another good day for him.
Is the offensive line pretty much set? Is this what's going to be like going forward?
I don't know. We've got 8 or 9 guys that can really help us. We'll probably travel 11, and so trying to figure out those final spots I think will be critical, but feel really good about kind of those top 8 guys, maybe 9 guys that could all play. And Coach Ensley I think has done a great job of giving those guys different groups, right? You're not always going to play the same 5, but like he says, we're trying to play as a nickel, not 5 pennies.
Your axe winner today, what'd you see from him?
Darrell Gipson's had a phenomenal camp, but what I'm seeing from him is speed. He is diagnosed from the play, and he is in that backfield, especially versus the run. I think he's also doing a good job communicating with the picture changes. But I'm super excited about Darrell. He's going to be a really, really good player for us.
About the offense, do you think the offense is really running the way that you and Shoemaker envisioned so far?
I think so. I think we're really inching towards what we want. The guys, I think, conceptually have started to really pick up what we're trying to do. Now it's all about handling the wrinkles, right? How can we handle all the stuff that is the nuance, like we talked about this week, just really getting better at the little things and intricacies in the offense.
Is that study in the classroom?
It's a little bit of study, right? It's film, it's meetings, it's install, it's walkthrough, it's really everything. Really trying to, again, hone in on those small, little nuanced pieces that we need on offense.
The practice we couldn't see Tuesday, what coming out of that, what do you thoughts?
We just tackled a little bit more, and we tried to really, again, put them in a lot of real live situations. And so what you're seeing with this group is just the situational awareness, right? Football intelligence that we talk about here. And, last Tuesday, I don't even know what day it is, but the last day of that last block was certainly what we were trying to do that day.
I would say, does anything feel different fundamentally from last year to this year?
I think so. I think this group of guys is just a lot more focused. We talked a lot about discipline over motivation. And I think what you're seeing now, you're in 13th practice of fall camp, right? Everybody's sore, everybody's tired. but to have the discipline to come and do hard things when you don't want to is what we're all about. And I definitely think this group is doing that.
Anything else for Coach?
You got anything, B?
I'm good.
Got one more for you, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
When you check the footage, the footage of this practice, what do you want to see? What do you want to see improve?
A couple things. We talked a lot about protecting our teammates. We didn't do as good of a job of that on Tuesday. So really seeing guys practicing like pros, right? Taking care of their teammates and the effort, right? Just to see guys flying around. We talk a lot about not making the cut up at night for a loaf, right? We want to make the cut up because you're hustling. And so just want to see the effort and protecting our teammates. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Peace
Thank
up.
you, guys.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, Pete, we'll let you open it with this.
I was asking Coach how he felt about the way both the offense and the defense responded to the tempo stuff.
Yeah.
And he said that he was pretty pleased with the adjustment. From your perspective, what were you seeing about that?
When it comes to tempo,
Yeah.
I feel like the guys responded pretty well, just coming out and just competing. You know, when the bullets are flying and the lights are on, that's probably the best time to figure out, okay, who can play, who's going to show up. And I felt like the D-line showed up big today.
Compared to last year, the defensive line looks really improved. And what specifically did you coach to try to get them that way?
I know it's these kids, man. They want it. You know what I mean? It's like giving a pit bull to a steak. I say, you know, you give a pit bull or you give a steak to a pit bull, right? You give a steak to a pit bull, they'll do whatever for you. You know what I mean? It's like these kids. You know, you show them love, you show them affection, and then you coach them hard, right? They'll run through a wall for you.
Coach Ford has talked a lot about situational football across
Yeah.
the board. What does that look like for your guys' group, you know, kind of exposing them to different situations as camp continues to progress?
Yeah, 100%. Well, defensive line play is a lot different on 3rd and 9 than it is on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, right? So for me as a young coach, it's great for me to understand those type of situations and get guys in that can help us in different situations, right? Like, you don't want big junior 330 pounds out there on 3rd and 9 when they're probably going to pass the ball. You probably want those short, twitchy guys in there that can pass rush. So just getting those guys to understand, like, hey, you're coming out the game, but not because you're a bad football player. It's just situational awareness, right? That quarterback's going to try to get out. We need somebody that can go hawk him down. Right.
How are you coaching technique exactly? Because you're running a 3-3-5, but you're also running multiple defense. Whether it's 4 rushers or 5 rushers. How are you teaching technique for these guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everything in the defensive line world comes from block destruction, right? And I teach block destruction in 3 phases: your strike phase, your knockback phase, and your escape phase. So it doesn't really matter what kind of block you get, right? There's really only, they can either come at us, away from us, or to us, right? And maybe sometimes they go backwards, right? So it's to get all the kids and get the defensive line to understand that it doesn't matter who's doing that, who's blocking you, right? At the end of the day, we got to have our strike, our knockback, create knockback and a bunch of penetration, then eventually escape and make tackles, right? And I feel like the kids have done a great job at just buying in and you know, I felt like it's been paying dues so far.
Just kind of following up on that,
Yeah.
the Augustus twins play with such great leverage. I mean, they really get low and help and disrupt those blocks.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, those guys are phenomenal athletes and phenomenal football players. And Coach Avery Roberts, he's done a hell of a job with those guys on the edge. Absolutely.
How close are these guys to playing how you want them to play exactly? And what do you think you want to improve on?
I think there's probably going to be little things I want to correct every day as far as the details. Like, it'll probably never be perfect. Nobody's going to score a perfect grade in my room. And defensive line, it's not like DB and a lot of the times linebacker where if you make a mistake, it's a touchdown per se, right? So there's a lot of mistakes people aren't seeing just in the technique. So just doing my best to work on the fine details, right, and criticize those and coach them, right, and hopefully develop them, right. I would say we're close, but not close enough yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Is the depth sorting itself out, or are there still battles going on?
Yeah, there's definitely still battles going on in the depth on the depth side of things. But I feel like it is working itself out. It's more about that back end depth, like what young guys are we going to end up traveling to help us, right? I think we got the 1s and 2s. those guys have had a hell of a camp, and they've showed up big time, and they've won the axe, you know what I mean? And so they're doing a great job. Right now it's about finding guys that can push them to be the best as well.
Last question for
Yeah.
Coach.
What's your emphasis going into the rest of camp then?
Disruption. Right, disruption. I think good D-line play starts with disruption and havoc, right? We don't want any passive D-linemen. We're not over here just, putting hands on people and just taking up blocks. And Coach Stalker, his defense, there's an emphasis on defensive linemen making plays and causing disruption, right? So when you guys say the defensive line is a lot more productive than last year, well, it all starts with him and this defense that he's allowing me to coach in, absolutely.
Winning the Axe, man. Tell me about this practice. What was your initial reaction after this practice?
I mean, I think it was a good practice for the defense today. The emphasis for the week was eye control, eye discipline. I think me just being able to keep my eyes in the right spot led to me making a lot of plays within the defense.
Absolutely.
Coach Ford has talked a lot about situational football over the past couple of weeks. What does that look like from a player standpoint as you guys kind of just continue to get things thrown at you to prepare for that Cal Poly game?
Just continuing to know everything that is important on the situation. He talks about situations within the plays. Like every play is a situation. It might be end of the game, like 2 minutes, but every play is a different situation. Just knowing the down and distance, things like that, why coach is calling a specific call, things like that really help us win those situations.
For you personally, what's kind of been the arc of camp coming in from the first day to now when you're walking off with the Axe?
Yeah, I think continue to just do my job. I think you get into camp, I'm a new guy, so you think you want to go out and you want to make a bunch of plays right away, but I think continue to trust the defense, trust Coach Stalker, and just do my job, I think leads to a lot of plays on its own.
On top of what Pete asked there, entering Coach Stalker's defense, how do you feel comfortable in the defense yet, and how do you think you've improved over camp so far?
I think I'm really comfortable in the defense. I think I love the defense. I've improved a lot just with a lot of little things, a lot of the basic things, my steps, my vision, my control of my eyes, things like that. So just continue to prove every day.
What do you love about it?
Man, the multiple, how much it's so multiple. There's so many different things it's not really, it's a system. It's not a player, it's a system. So lots of dudes can play multiple different spots. It's plug and play. A lot of guys can play here, play there. So it's really multiple.
What do you think that the linebackers' role is in that defense?
Just really feeling whatever we need to get done. I think that role is really where we stay, protecting the box, stopping the run, helping out in pass coverage, doing what we need to do.
What got you to Idaho?
I think my connection with Coach Ford, man. Coach Ford was with me in high school, man. He used to come to my high school basketball practices, man. Like, he's always been believing in me and supporting me since day one. So when I entered the portal, I knew I was coming here. It was no choice, day one.
How you like in Moscow, man?
Man, I love Moscow, man. My hometown, 5 hours away, get to drive home, see my mom. So I'm enjoying it.
Speaking of that, dude, who are you telling about the Axe immediately? Who are you calling first?
My mom, man. It's her birthday today, so wanted to ask for her, shout her out, man. I just love her. Want her to know I love her, and hope she has a great day today.